Appendix 3. A Systematic Anthropology. The denial of God's sovereignty and his predestination is the denial of systematic theology. God, having no pre-established plan, law, and pattern in and over the universe, no system or pattern exists in the universe, it is held, whereby a systematic body of doctrine can be deducted. We have instead only brute factuality. Systematic theology is denied in order to replace it with a systematic anthropology. The predestination, planning, and control of God is set aside to be replaced by the predestination, planning, and control of the new sovereign man, or of man's agency, the scientific socialist state. The result has been, in the modern era, a series of attempts to create a systematic anthropology. One of the more prominent efforts at a systematic anthropology is Marxism, a militant and dedicated form of humanism. The contempt Marx expressed for religion and metaphysics is well known. It is also increasingly recognized that Marx's viewpoint was an intensely religious humanism, and that metaphysical presuppositions governed his total viewpoint. Moreover, Marx found it necessary to sneak more than a little systematic theology into his philosophy. Thus, a degree of predestination was assumed and called the dialectical process, and to make sure that it would not be confused with biblical faith, it was aggressively termed dialectical materialism. This decree of Marxist predestination works above and beyond man to create the triumph of the proletariat revolution. This triumph is inevitable because it is an aspect of this decree or predestination. It is a purposive, selective, and irreversible decree, so that Marx posits the God of Scripture while denying him. This fact is concealed under the term, quote, dialectical materialism, end quote. Marx's God controls all factors and presses every button, while being carefully concealed in a philosophical closet. Once Marx's God achieves the established goal, the triumph of the proletariat, he fades even further into the background, allowing man the privilege of establishing a humanistic decree and paradise, while he, in the shadows, assures its smooth operation. Marx's systematic anthropology turns out to be a systematic theology wearing a mask. We should not be surprised, as the Marxist world falters and decays, to see its citizens move either towards a form of Calvinism or, in disillusionment, to a most radical form of nihilism. Existentialism more logically finds itself unable to construct a systematic anthropology. Man has existence but no essence, no pattern of nature, and hence no natural or inherent decree. God's sovereignty is an aspect of his being, so that, because God is God, he creates, predestines, and absolutely controls all things. There is nothing apart from him. For existentialism, there is no identity between existence and essence. For man to be, he does not necessarily mean to create, predestine, and govern. In fact, man is born of woman as a helpless child and only slowly learns to control the most elementary functions of his body. Man's aspirations can be to be a god, but this does not mean that he is one. Moreover, in existentialism, there is nothing in common between man and man except existence, and no systematics can be constructed on the bare facts of existence. All that can be said is that man is, but it must be added that man may not be, for man can die. Not even man's existence is thus any ground for a systematics. The pattern man establishes today for himself as his own private universe can disintegrate tomorrow with a change of heart, for mutability marks man's days, or with his death. Existentialist man is indeed, quote, a futile passion, end quote, and a systematic anthropology is an impossibility.